Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a chunky hand knit blanket. You've probably seen this all over Pinterest and TikTok and totally wanted one. So definitely stick to the end. At Target and other stores, they sell for very expensive. But you can make them for a much more affordable price. It's more customizable, cuter, and you get a fun experience out of it too. I learned how to make one from a few other YouTube videos, which will be linked down below. Even if you're not the craftiest person, it's easy to make once you get the hang of it. The blanket is such a good decorative piece or even a gift. You know, Christmas is coming soon, and people love homemade gifts. So, why not? For my blanket, I'll be using 6 skeins or bundles of yarn. More or less skeins of yarn. If you want it super big to fit multiple people, you can use 7 or 9 or 2 or 3 small enough for a baby. You can mix and match colors, stripes, and half. There are endless possibilities, which makes it super customizable to each person. That's why I like the project so much. I would recommend buying your yarn in jumbo or super bulky size for the best comfort and look. And the best thing is, you only need your hands. No skills, no tools, and no tricks. So without further ado, let's get started. To begin with, start by creating a slip knot. Simply create a loop by crossing the yarn across each other. Then looping the longer yarn through the loop you previously made. Then secure the knot. Again, for the first step, cross the yarn across each other, push the working yarn into the loop you made, and make another loop. Make sure it's super secure. If your first knot tightened, you want to repeat the process again until you reach your desired width. The key is to make the loops as consistent as you can for a clean look. I like my loops a bit tight, but you can make loose loops too if that's what you like. It'll look weird in the beginning, but after you do a couple more loops, it'll look better.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go.
I did about 35 loops for my blanket, but you can do more or less for your desired width. To start the next row, move the skein to the other side so you are parallel to the border. Instead of continuing straight, turn the last loop on itself so it is horizontal. Then pull the working yarn through the loop to make the next row. Using the previous loops as a backbone, loop the long yarn and make a new loop.
On your own door.
Like so. Now the loops are horizontal, and make sure the loops are uniform size. This is a new knitting pattern. I just want to quickly emphasize that you can get your yarn from the local craft store like Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and even Walmart. Make sure to use coupons and sales to save money. Also, knitting is a really beneficial activity. Knitting can reduce loneliness, lower blood pressure, anxiety, dementia, and chronic pain. It can even help people with disorders and create a calming atmosphere. Not only that, but knitting improves motor skills for better finger dexterity and cognitive learning. All around the world, blankets are the top priority for the homeless and poor when shelters are at capacity. Blankets give the only source of comfort and warmth. So please try knitting and give back to the community or try a fun activity.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop.
To work in the next skein of yarn or add a new color, tie on the new yarn in a double knot with the old yarn.
Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere.
Make sure it's super secure, and then you can trim off the excess with some scissors.
One in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Then a knot is formed that you can hide in the center of the loops when you continue making more loops. And it's such a seamless look, so continue making loops like nothing ever happened.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that...
To cast off the blanket, do what you normally do to start a new row. Taking the end and looping it through the final loop. Make these loops about double the size of your previous loops.
Christmas.
Continue that once more. Then, instead of continuing to loop in the other loops, push the second loop through the first loop you created. Make another loop in the next row. Push that loop into the previous loop and repeat. As you can see, a braid style will form.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again.
Once you're at the end of your blanket with your final loop, tie the yarn through the loop like a shoelace knot. Make sure it's super secure so it won't fall out. If you have excess yarn, you can either trim the excess or weave the excess through the border of the blanket. And you're done! And here's the final blanket. It's super cozy and thick. It's so cute and it nicely fits on my sofa as a nice blanket or decorative statement. I love it so much. Alright, it was as simple as that. My blanket turned out to be about 55 by 35 inches, which was the perfect size for me. But it's totally up to you on how big or small you want yours to be. This was a super fun and easy project that I hope you can try to make as well and give back to the community. Be sure to share your experience down below in the comments. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching and see you next time.